Hey everybody, welcome back to another video on our YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you some Killerwaxx products to show you how to remove blemishes and scratches in your clear coat. But before I get started on that, let's talk about the clear coat real quick, guys. The reason why there's scratches in this paint and all these scratches are showing up in this clear coat, you have to picture that your clear coat on your paint is about as thick as a piece of paper. So every time that you do this, you're taking a layer of that clear coat off, just a very fine layer to get rid of those surface scratches. So it's not a good idea to do this every week because eventually you're just going to get down to your paint. So if you're getting scratches in your paint, figure out why you're getting scratches in your paint and then stop doing that. But once you get them in there, you can use this method and it'll generally take most of them out. Now this bike in particular, I can tell by the way the scratches are in the paint, they're wipe marks. That's by taking a dry towel like this on a dirty bike and just putting it on there and wiping the dust off. Every single time you do that, you're scratching your clear coat. Now you have to have some kind of lubricant, any kind of quick detailer spray. This is the Northern Lights quick detailer spray. This works really good, but when you spray the paint, that lubricant starts picking up all that dirt and it gives you a lubricant between your towel and your clear coat. So when you start wiping, you're not actually basically sanding your clear coat. If you have any kind of dust or dirt on your bike and you walk up and you smear your finger across it, you just scratched your clear coat. So the tools that we're going to be using today, we're going to be using the Killerwaxx number 2. This is a medium compound. And then we're going to use the Killerwaxx number 3, which is a finishing compound. It's going to take your swirls and stuff out from your buffer. I will be using a dual action polisher, guys. There's a difference between a dual action and a rotary, so be very careful with that. A rotary polisher just spins kind of like a drill. So if you apply too much pressure in one spot, you build up heat and it's very easy to burn your paint. So be careful with that. These are a lot easier to use. It's a dual action, which means this spins and then the base behind it spins too. So if I put too much pressure on it, it's basically just going to sit there and vibrate. It's going to stop this pad from spinning so I don't burn the paint. I'll be using 2 pads today. I'll be using the polishing pad for the number 2 compound and then a finishing pad that is for the number 3. Now once you get everything polished, guys, you want to seal that in with a good wax. The wax, actually, you polish first and then wax second. So the wax is just going to seal in that shine that you just did. On the darker colored bikes, such as the black like this, I like to use the Killerwaxx Blue Dream Paste. It works great for the darker colored bikes. We use it on our charcoal pearl bike all the time and I absolutely love it. Get you a couple of clean polishing cloths. Now the bike has already been hand washed, so as far as dirt and grime and stuff like that, it is clean, but you can still feel a little bit of contaminants in the paint. So the first thing we're going to do is use a clay bar and a quick detail spray. But what we're going to do now is move the camera down here to the top of the saddlebag lid so you can see exactly what we're doing. So the first thing we're going to do is use the Northern Lights detail spray and the clay bar to remove any kind of surface contaminants that we may have on here. Now, I'm going to do the whole bag because I'm eventually going to do the entire bike, but for video purposes, when we get ready to polish, I will be putting a piece of tape across here so we can see the difference. But make sure that you wet down the surface, wet down the clay bar, and I can feel, you can actually hear, I don't know if you guys can hear it on the video camera, but you can hear the little bit of grit that's left in that, and that clay bar is going to pick that stuff right out. Get the surface real smooth for us when we get ready to polish. So now that we got it clay barred and you can run your hand over it like that and you can feel that it's baby smooth. If you still feel any contaminants in there, go ahead and hit it one more time. But I think right now we're pretty well good. So what we're going to be starting with today is the Killerwaxx number 2 medium compound, guys, and we're going to be using the medium pad. This is a polishing pad. There's 1 or 2 more abrasive than this, and then a finalizing pad, which we'll use at the end when we use the step 3. Now the first thing we want to do is prep the pad, guys, and we don't want to put the product on this dry. We want this pad semi-wet, so we're going to use the Northern Lights quick detailer again and just get the pad wet. We want to make sure that our product is well shaken, and then we want to add a few. I'm not going to add a bunch to this pad because we're doing a small section. We want to add our polishing compound just like this, just kind of around it. So we got the product on here. We're going to turn this down to about 2 just to get the product around on the bag. Now once we have the product spread around the bag, we'll go ahead and increase the speed as we go and work the product into the bag. You're gonna get your towel and go ahead and buff off the final product. We buff off the rest of the product here just to kind of see what's going on in there. There's a little bit more in there that I'd like to work out, so we'll go ahead and hit it one more time. And that's looking pretty good, guys. I got most of the surface scratches out of there. So now what we're gonna do is use the number 3 final swirl remover and our polishing pad. This is a very, very soft pad. It's a black one. Make sure the product is shaken well. Again, once again, pre-lube the pad. Take your cloth and go ahead and buff out the rest of the product. Now once you're happy with your work there, guys, go ahead and seal that shine in with a good wax. Now what I'm going to do, guys, is remove my painter's tape, and hopefully you can see the difference in the little bit of work that we put in there. I'll get this product here that was underneath the, kind of got underneath the tape there. Look at the difference between here and here. Like a brand new bag over here, scratched up. Once again, all of these scratches and stuff were just basically not taking care of your paint. I see this in the forums all the time, guys. It kind of blows my mind that guys spend $20,000, $30,000 on a bike and then make the comment like, well, I don't even wash mine, just ride it. That's fine if that's what you guys want to do, but for me, when I spend $20,000+ on something, I want to take care of it. I want to keep it looking new, looking fresh, and this is definitely the way to do it. So that's pretty much it right there, guys. That's the whole top of the lid, and hopefully my camera's picking that up just to show you how shiny and scratch free that is now. To get down in these smaller areas, I did do it by hand. You may have to on a motorcycle. You know, on a car you got big huge surface areas, and you can use the buffer just about anywhere. But on a motorcycle, you're going to have spots like down in here when I get ready to do this back fender that I will have to do that by hand. So it's going to take a little bit more effort on your part, but to make sure that that gets an equal coat and equal shine across the whole piece, you might have to get in there by hand. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and finish this entire bike, and then to give it a good wax to seal in that polish, that shine that we get from the polish. I'm going to seal it in with that Blue Dream paste, and this guy's going to have a brand new paint job. The polisher that I use is from Harbor Freight, guys. It was like a $40 polisher, I think, and I got it on sale. So you don't need to go out and spend upwards of $200 on a name brand polisher. We just did this whole saddlebag lid with that dual action polisher from Harbor Freight, and I've had that thing for over a year and done probably about 30 bikes with it. No issues with it whatsoever. So you don't have to spend a ton of money, guys, to do this at home. You don't have to take it to a detailer like me and pay me $300–400 to do this to your bike. You can do this at home, guys. Killerwaxx also makes a #1 that goes with this line. You're probably asking yourself why I started with a #2. Well, this one just had very light surface scratches in it. Yes, it was hazy and nasty looking and scratched up, but it was all clear coat, guys. So I knew I didn't need to go any higher. I don't need to go into the #1 abrasive, which is a lot more abrasive than this #2 medium compound. You can usually tell if it's a surface scratch in the clear coat. You can start with a #2 and then finalize it with a #3 and then end that with a good wax. Now, if you want to get your hands on some of this stuff, guys, get up with Art at Killerwaxx, killerwaxx.com. You can get some of this. I get my stuff from Killerwaxx, Illinois. That's Ron White Jr. I'm in Illinois, he's in Illinois, and I always like to support my local shop. Super cool guy, can answer any of your questions. If you have any questions on any of the products, just get up with either one of those guys and they can lead you in the right direction. Now, I hope this video helps you guys, and if it did, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Once you hit the subscribe button, you'll see a little bell icon there. Hit that bell icon and it'll let you know every time we have a new video. So check out our channel and all of our other videos, guys. We got a whole line of Killerwaxx product videos, plus a ton of other stuff. A lot of good information in there, guys. Just start scrolling through the videos. You'll find something, I guarantee it. And like I said, if you got any questions or comments, leave it in the comment box down below. I check YouTube every day, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. But I'm gonna get the heck out of here, guys. I've got a lot of work to do on the rest of this bike. But until the next video, as always, be safe and keep your knees in the breeze.